Hoje 7 TV está em Santorini, na Grécia. Santorini is famous to the wines, but 4 years ago was born here in Santorini one of the best brewery in the world.
We have 4 partners. 2 of us live here all the time and are intimately connected to the day-to-day production of the beer.
How you make the beer?
We began our brewery with a much smaller brewing system. We had a 300-liter brew kettle, which meant we could only make 300 liters of beer at a time. So we were making beer every day, sometimes twice a day, because we never had enough production to take care of the demand here in Santorini. Last year, we changed the equipment. We installed a 1,000-liter brewing system. So in one day, we can make 3 times the beer that we could make previously in that same period of time. So we've increased the production. We hope that the demand has increased as well. So the same problem persists, but at least there's more beer going out the door. We sell the beer mainly here in Santorini in the summer. We have a distributor in Athens. We have another distributor in Thessaloniki. They take care of northern Greece, southern Greece, other islands, and they buy most of our beer in the winter. In the winter, we have enough extra beer production that we send a little to the US, we send some to Australia, we send a little to Norway, and we send a little to Cyprus.
Vocês recebem os turistas aqui o ano todo? You are open for the tourists all the year?
We are with shorter hours in the winter because it's very cold spending time in the brewery, so I don't like to stay here on the weekends, and I'm only open for a few hours every day. But we're here making beer all year long, and of course there are more and more tourists in Santorini all year round. But our basic tourist season is from May until the end of October.
Agora ela vai mostrar para nós como que é produzida a cerveja aqui na Dunkel Beer.
Okay, we start with our brew kettle. First, the malt that we import from Austria is milled slightly, so it's not ground fine like flour, but it's broken, so the sugars are more accessible. We boil the malt with the water in the brew kettle. It creates something like cooked cereal, which is transferred into this tank up on top, which has slots in the bottom so that the liquid can pass back into the brew kettle, but the cooked cereal remains on top. So we're left here with the liquid from the boiling barley. It has all the sugars that are going to be converted into alcohol, but this is the point at which we add the hops. And it's transferred into one of these fermentation tanks. This is where we add the yeast. The alcohol is produced within 4 or 5 days, and then we transfer the not ready beer into one of these conditioning tanks on the other side. So after 2.5 weeks, the temperature is being decreased by a schedule controlled by the computer, and it's becoming fully carbonated. At the end of that time, it's ready to go into a bottle. So from beginning to end, it's about 23, 24 days.
Esses são os 4 tipos de cerveja produzidos aqui na Dunkel Beer. The Yellow Dunkel, Red Dunkel, White Dunkel e Crazy Dunkel.
The Yellow Donkey is the lightest of the 3 ales that we started with. It's about 5% alcohol. It's a very refreshing Santorini pale ale. It's good for sitting at the beach, watching football, enjoying Santorini in the summertime. Our Red Donkey is our Belgian-style ale. It's a little bit stronger. It has about 5.5% alcohol. It uses a Belgian-style yeast, which adds a little sweetness. It has a different combination of hops, so it has a lot of personality. It's slightly darker. It's like a Belgian-style ale. And then the third ale that we started with was our Crazy Donkey. The Crazy Donkey is the first India Pale Ale, IPA-style ale in Greece. Now there are others have followed us, but ours was the first one. It's a little bit stronger still, about 6.5% alcohol. The White Donkey is new. It's a Weiss beer, which means it has malted wheat as well as malted barley in it. It's also refreshing and light. It's about 5.4% alcohol, so it is a little bit stronger than the yellow, but it's also a very citrusy, refreshing flavor that's good for the summertime.
Nós temos aqui, we have here the ingredients you use for production, no?
Basic ingredients we need to make beer. This is simple barley from the island that hasn't been malted. This is the malted barley that we import from Austria. This is an example of some of the leaf hops, although these have been out of the refrigerator, so they've lost their color and they've lost their aroma, which dissipates once they're out. And this is the yeast. Once you add water to these 3 ingredients, you get beer. It's very simple.
Foi muito bacana conhecer essa cervejaria, o processo de fermentação, o processo de produção. Explicaram para nós a quantidade de ingredientes que eles colocam em cada tipo de cerveja, a forma de fermentação. É muito bacana. Se vocês vierem um dia para Santorini, não deixem de visitar Donkey Beer.